What's up, friends? Rhino here, and today we're going to be doing something pretty special. This is going to be a collaborative interview with the Brick Bakery. Now, if you haven't seen his channel, I'll put a link in the description below and one at the end of this video. But yeah, welcome, Mr. Brick Bakery. It's good to see you.
Hey, MR and Bricks, thank you for having me. It's great to be here. I really enjoy your channel, so I've been looking forward to this interview for some time.
The first question today is, what is your main inspiration, or where do you draw your inspiration from when building mocs?
My main inspiration for mocs is actually not something I'm quite sure of at the moment. I just start building, to be honest. I have a very rough idea about something that I want to do, and it's often based in the colors I have available. The way that I do mocs is I get a box filled with one color of bricks, and I start rummaging through it and pick out the pieces that I think I can use. And once I've sort of picked out enough pieces, I start building something from the pieces that I've picked out. And that means my mocs are usually very dynamic, they're very hard to plan, and I don't really have a lot of use for the digital software that you can get to sort of plan out your build and find out how many pieces you need and such. That is a very valid way to do mocs, and don't get me wrong, I do really admire people who are that, who have that ability to plan and that ability to have insight into what they want to do. But for me, it's very dynamic, and it's very and the inspiration is based in color, mostly in color, that's for sure.
Color, that's a pretty good answer. I've actually done that myself on a couple occasions. Yeah, I unfortunately don't have a lot of bricks of the same color, so I tend to make bigger things, so I usually build little multicolored things and then figure out which bricks I need and get them later. So that's an option if you want to make something bigger someday. I guess that leads us into our next question. What is the hardest part about building mocs?
My first intuitive answer for that question was actually details, doing a detailed build, but I've thought about it. I'm not sure that's actually the problem. I think the hardest part about doing mocs for me is not being stuck in the 90s. I realized that I haven't really built anything for 15 or 20 years, so the sort of skills and techniques I'm sort of reverting to is from the 1990s. Whenever I think of a solution for a mock, or I get an idea for a mock, the things I do, the techniques I employ is actually from the 1990s, and there's been loads of things happening within the Lego world since then. There are a lot of new bricks and a lot of new techniques that I don't really know and haven't really seen, and I really struggle to sort of incorporate them in my repertoire. So that is the hardest part about making mocs for me.
Hey man, the 90s was the golden age of Lego, at least in my humble opinion. So I guess that leads us into our next question, is what are a couple sets that you thought you needed when you were a kid but were never able to get, and have you been able to acquire them yet now, or do you plan to?
Well, I do remember one set that I really wanted as a child that I never got, and I haven't gotten it still. It's the yellow train station from the start of the 90s. It's a very characteristic train station, and I think actually it's one of the best train stations that Lego has ever done, to be honest. I think there was a red variation of that train station as well, so it's very characteristic, and it's cool, I think. And I never got it. It would have fit well into my other collection because I have trains and such, so a train station like that would be very fitting, but I never got it, and I haven't gotten it yet. And would I ever get it? The thing is, probably I could go on Bricklink and get it fairly easily, but I'm not sure I would do that. If I find it on a flea market or in a thrift store at some point, I will get it for sure. The price is likely to be good in a thrift store, and that would be great. But I'm not sure I'll go on Bricklink or eBay or something like that and just get the set because I can. No, if I am going to get something like that, it would also be because I have enjoyed sort of finding it, because getting it might be a little too easy still, because I'm not sure if it's rare or such, and of course, as I said, you could probably go on Bricklink and get it. So yeah.
I've actually seen pictures of those two stations. They're pretty neat, actually. Actually, Brixar has them in his background a lot of the time. I thought about getting them. I have never pulled the trigger on them, but they're pretty neat. I guess that's our next question is, what retired theme do you want to bring back and why?
There are actually a lot of retired sets and themes I would like to come back, but if I have to choose one, I'd start out by saying Aquazone. The first wave of Aquazone from the 90s. I don't remember what year in the 90s, but in the 90s there was Aquazone, and that was great. The color combination, the yellow, the black, and the dark trans blue was actually very, very cool, and I liked that one. I only have one or two of the smaller sets from that theme, and I would like to see those come back to some extent. That would be really, really great. If not Aquazone, I'd say, and that's not a theme in particular, that's just two sets I think, the old Container Harbor sets from the start of the 90s, those pier sets. There was a set with a red container ship and a blue container ship and a red crane and a yellow crane, I think, and those were actually pretty cool, and I would like to see those come back if I could. That's not an entire theme, but I would like to see those sets come back, that's for sure.
That's pretty awesome. I had some of the Aquazone sets when I was a kid, and they are nice. I even built a building kind of around that color scheme without really even realizing it. I guess that our final question is, if you could only build with one brick or one type of brick, which one would you choose?
I'd say the regular 1x2 brick, because it has, as far as I see it, it has the greatest versatility, and it has the best opportunity for building something that's both detailed but not too flimsy. If you choose a 1x1 brick, you quickly get into a place where your build will seem very wobbly, and if you choose something that's bigger, you have a hard time doing detail. So I say the 1x2. And if I had to choose one color to build with, I'd say yellow. Yellow is good because it's one of the colors that Lego uses a lot in their builds as well, and it's good because it's often used for skins and things like that. So it's very versatile, and it's very nice color. It's warm, and that would be great. So yeah, that would be the one brick and the one color I would choose.
Interesting. A 1x2 actually didn't really occur to me. I chose a little bit differently, but along the same lines and for a lot of the same reasons. That's a good choice. I might have to try that, build something out of that too, just to see what comes out of it. But yeah, I guess that's all our questions for today. I want to thank you for joining us and giving me some of the answers to these questions. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me, MRN Bricks. It was great to be here, and I really enjoyed this little interview, and I'm really looking forward to your next video.
Well, thank you for that. I like making videos, in case people couldn't tell, but be sure to check out the Brick Makers channel. I'll put a little link here at the end of the video. Keep it real. Again, thank you for watching. It's been fun.